What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. We are back after technical issues. Oh my god, I am literally pressing wrong buttons on Stream Decks, but that's the second time I've done that. I'm just literally holding the Stream Deck like it's a mouse, blood. The next thing you know, I'm clicking the end stream button. Incredible. Big up every single one of you guys in the building. Make sure we are hitting the like button, all of that type of stuff. We are going to dive in and look at everything that happened over the weekends so far. Obviously, still got a Carabao Cup to play or watch. We ain't in it, obviously. So that's going to be interesting. I do think Liverpool's got it in the bag, to be quite fair. But it's good to see Chelsea got themselves to a final. They got themselves to a final. Hey, Poch must be doing something right over there. He must be. But big up every single one of you guys in the building. There's been some incredible results for us. Yeah, lovely results. Slapping up Newcastle. We're going to touch on that in more detail. Seeing Manchester United capitulate. Oh, that's incredible. You'll love to see it, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, let me know how you're feeling after that performance. Because Arsenal look like champions right now. We have to be totally honest. We look like champions. And it's so weird how we never play like this against Porto. I don't know. It had to be some sort of game plan. It must have been Mikel Arteta telling the players not to play like that. But yesterday, if we can continue to play like that, anything can happen this season. Anything can happen. But how are you guys feeling in the building? It's Sunday. It is 20 minutes past 1 o'clock here in the UK. What time is it over there where you are watching from? Let me know where you are watching from. Appreciate every single one of you. Abdullah says, I feel awesome, Wax. We need to keep this going, including against Porto. Absolutely. Porto's an incredible game, an important game. And it's a must-win game, of course. What a win yesterday. Absolutely. Big up Mr. Lucas. I appreciate you. Big up Rockstar in the building. We've got Salako in the building. Adam Lee AFC in the building. Big up Wax. Always a pleasure to catch up with a live stream. Smash the like button on the way in, people. Come on. We've got some delusional Manchester United fans, to be quite fair. Let's just quickly switch over. By the way, I pulled the Stream Deck out. Yeah, we're not using you, bro. We're not using you, blood. We're just going to use the keyboard instead. I think it's a lot more easier, blood. I don't end up pressing the end live stream button. But we've got some delusional dons out here. Man United fans, man, you gotta feel embarrassed, blood. Ten Hag's getting it all wrong at this moment in time. Big up Fulham. You have to give praise to Fulham. It was an incredible game from Fulham yesterday. An incredible game. And last minute, Iwobi. It was brilliant. It was brilliant. I swear down, I feel we should have never have sold Iwobi, Some people might question that take right there, but I believe we should have never have sold Iwobi. Iwobi was fantastic. You go and look at Iwobi in Arsene Wenger's last season. Go and look at Iwobi in Arsene Wenger's last season, and you see how incredible the player was. He was fantastic. And what a goal he scored yesterday. But this is a mad guy on the screen. Two mad guys on the screen. Every time I hear these guys, it's just pure wild takes, accusations, all of that type of stuff. These guys are full with it, especially the guy on the left. Listen to what he's saying here anyway. I think
it goes wide anyway. Come on, United. 4 minutes left. Let's get a winner. Fucking hell. Let's keep the title race alive.
My man said, let's keep the title race alive. When did he ever believe Manchester United was in a title race, ladies and gentlemen? What type of delusion is this? This is mad. This is absolutely mad. Big up Serradio in the building. I hope you are doing well. I'm in Islington, same time. Big up my guy, Mr. Lucas, over in Islington, right next door to the Emirates Stadium. Probably outside. You're probably standing outside right now, my guy, yeah? Big up all the guys in North London right now. We appreciate you, man. Big up Static in the building. I see you, man. I see you. They took their anger out on from Porto's loss. Exactly. That's what a lot of people were saying. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I feel like Arsenal should be doing up these numbers and doing up these performances on a normal day now. That's kind of like the expectation, isn't it? I feel like it's going to be underwhelming to watch Arsenal do a 1-0 or a 2-1. We're so used over the past like 6 games, barring the Porto game. We're so used to seeing so many so many goals now. We're 4s, 5s, 6s. We're seeing numbers. It's kind of like an expectation now. But what's most important is Arsenal win. Arsenal continue to win, even if it is a 1-0, 2-0, whatever it may be. The most important thing Arsenal do is continue to win, regardless of the scoreline. Ian Wright, man like Ian Wright, he's put the expectation out there. He's put the standard there. He set it. He set the bar. Arsenal going for the Premier League. We have to be in it. What do you mean? Can we win it? Of course we can. Nobody should be questioning whether Arsenal can win the Premier League based on the performances that you are seeing right now. Question marks over the Porto performance, but I think that was Mikel Arteta's game plan. He got it wrong, and he's going to learn from it. He has to learn from it. We can't do that ever again. If we get through the next game against Porto, which I believe we will, the teams that we're going to be drawing after that are the elite. Yeah, the real elite. We are going to see one of the big clubs come to the carpet. It's been a long time coming, ladies and gentlemen.
6 wins in a row now for Arsenal. 25 goals scored in 2024 in the league. Looking good.
It is looking good, learning from last season and just got to keep doing what we're doing.
Can we
win it? Yes. Otherwise, what we're doing here?
Exactly.
That we can win it.
Exactly.
Otherwise,
you got to think you can win it, bro. What are we doing here? We're not trying to be a top 4 team. We're not trying to be a top 4 team. I think everyone feels that we still feel like we're trying to be a top 4 team here at Arsenal. No, all that top 4 stuff can go in the bin. We're trying to win it. And the big question is, if Arsenal don't win it, then what next? What next? Alex Iwobi with the winner. It was a beautiful goal yesterday from Alex Iwobi. Big up Jack. He says, Man City and Liverpool look like champions, top with their results too. Yes, it's great how the last 6 games have gone, but we're still third. We've still got to go Spurs, Man United, and City. Absolutely. We've got some big games coming up. Even Chelsea we've still got to go to. You can't write Chelsea off. It's still going to be a game whereby it can be difficult. And there's other teams in the league where it's going to be difficult, but the same can be said for both Man City and Liverpool. Anything can happen. I definitely understand where you're coming from though, Jack. And with the way we're playing right now, nothing but optimism, isn't it? Nothing but optimism, because we're opening teams up, we're scoring goals, we're defensively well put together. We've seen 1 or 2 kind of shaky moments, but other than that, we look well ready for this league. We look well ready for it. And we said this last season, but people have said this already. Like, this approach that we've taken to this season is a totally different approach to what we did last season. And we can see that. We can see that. And I think what we've done is decided to, kind of hold back, relax, take our time. We know we've got the quality. We don't necessarily need to worry about the scoreline as much. As long as we can get out with the 3 points, that's the most important thing. And that's the kind of been the mentality in the first half of the season. Relaxed, taking time, patient. But now we're seeing Arsenal take it up a gear. The gears have gone up. We're no longer in first or second gear. We are fully in third gear, and we're going into fourths. We're going into fifths. We're hitting the M way, and we're doing Mazzolinis. Cameras flashing. Yeah, we're breaking all laws. Yeah, we're breaking laws right now, and people are not happy. People are not liking it. But ultimately, with the way we're playing right now, and with the kind of strategy that we're kind of put in place right now, it does look like this is a team that are going for it. We're not gonna kind of capitulate. That's not on the agenda whatsoever. We've reserved our energy. We've got players coming back. We've got players finding confidence. Kai Havertz, mikel Saka, Martinelli. I mean, everyone is finding confidence right now. Jorginho, incredible. Obviously, we'll touch more on the players themselves later on in the stream, but based on where we're at as a football club, The only way is up, blood. You know the way there. The only way is up. I can't see it any other way. You know, even if the manager gets fired and we bring in a new manager, the only way is up. Like, so big up Alric. He says, Wax is full time. We need to get over the February curse. We always lose the league and Champions League run. Yeah, their takes were crazy, 110%, man. Big up DS Electronics in the building. Big up Bless. Big up NXT. I see you guys. Big up Sadu. Big up James Bond in the building. Big up my guy Mark, Lushane. That game over Porto has a lot to do with the manager, Wax. Absolutely, man. That's what I'm saying. Big up Bless. Sereda says the fact that City are sandwiched between us and Liverpool have put a different pressure on them. Absolutely, man. You know, Man City have never been in like a three horse race for the title, so it's definitely a different perspective that they have to look at this from, especially Pep Guardiola. And I think they are under pressure, especially with the way Arsenal are playing and the way Liverpool are playing. We're two teams that are scoring goals. You know, at the end of the day, Man City might be able to keep up with a Liverpool or an Arsenal on points, but it might just boil down to GD this season. And with the way Arsenal and Liverpool are looking, they're running away with the league with GD. We're scoring so many goals. It's like, wow. Man United are literally, Man City, them guys on the screen earlier will wish it of Man United. But Man City, they're struggling to score goals at the moment. I'm seeing 1-0s. Like, well, let's quickly look at Man City's fixtures, their recent results. I'm pretty sure they scrapped a 1-0 yesterday. A 1-0 against Bournemouth, which is very underwhelming. And like this is something that as Man City fans, you would more or less question, you know. But if we look at Man City's matches, you know, Phil Foden stepping up hasn't been, I mean, there's question marks over whether he is really in the conversation with Saka at this moment in time. You know, me personally, I've always said and always stood on that Phil Foden has definitely got better qualities overall, like overall quality as a player. You're probably leaning towards Phil Foden as being that guy. What was I looking at? The results, innit, bruv? I'm just here, you know, overall you would think Phil Foden as that guy, but when you look at the stats and you look at the, you know, the GA at this moment in time, yeah, Phil Foden's not really stepping up to Saka. He's not really stepping up. So look, 1-0, 1-0, 1 goal at 3 goals against Copenhagen. But that was back in February. Or we are in February. I thought it was in March. Imagine that. So that was the last time they actually scored more than 1 goal. In their last 3 games, they've only been able to score 1 goal, even against Chelsea, even against Brentford. Struggling to score goals, these guys are. 2 here, 3 here, 3 here, 1 here against Tottenham, 3 against Newcastle. So yeah, they've had a slight decline in how many goals they're scoring, and I think that is also putting pressure on them ultimately, because if you know, Pep Guardiola would be looking at that. He needs his team to score goals if Arsenal and Liverpool are scoring the goals that they're scoring, because we're scoring goals in abundance right now. It's like anyone can score, and we're not just doing 1-0s, we're doing 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s. To keep up with that, boy, it's going to be a mad thing, isn't it? Saka is delivering constantly, says Adam. He has been for years. Now such a tremendous talent. Absolutely. You know, Saka has been improving season after season after season. And, you know, on that basis, you can only say that, you know, he's a world-class player on that basis. However, for me, there's a rule. There's a rule for me. And I have to be totally honest, and I've got to be fair on Bukayo Saka. You know, in order for me to officially say that you are that world-class Don, yeah, you are that, you need to win a major honor. He needs to win the Premier League. Now, this is down to Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta, bro, this is what I was saying to you guys before, right? You see Saliba, Martinelli, Saka, even Odegaard. We know their potential. We know that these are players that can go on and be the best players of the world, best players in the world, one of the in their positions. Odegaard could be one of the best number 10s in his position. Saka, Martinelli, Saliba, and many more. Gabriel, there's players there, right? But it's down to Mikel Arteta now on whether as well as the team as well. Everyone has to be accountable. And Mikel Arteta, ultimately, because he's the one that puts together the game plan, the strategy, the coaching, the mentoring, the development, everything goes through him. They just use their initiative and aim to execute the plan, right? So therefore, Mikel Arteta is directly responsible on whether these guys become world-class and have that world-class status. You know, we as Arsenal fans can look at these players and say, you know what, come on, shut up, man. Saliba's definitely world-class. Saka's definitely world-class. But they need to cement that. We need to tell Man City fans that, you know, we need to have debates with these men and have points and legs to stand on in these arguments. Do you understand? The only way we can do that as fans is by these guys cementing their status by winning major honours. The only way they can really have a leg to stand on in a conversation against a Phil Foden or against whoever about world-class X, Y, and Z is, or who's the better player in that sense, is by winning those major honors. We don't just want to be relying on the data. The data tells us, yes, these guys are improving. These guys are doing world-class numbers. But how are they cementing it? It's one of the reasons why I never kind of said that Harry Kane was a world-class player, blood. You know, no way there. I never said it because he ain't winning major honors. You're putting up numbers. You're showing the quality, but you know, no way there. And that's how a player cements it for me. That's just my rule. My rule. Big up JD in the building. But love and respect to you. Jax also says I can only be cautiously optimistic because of recent history. Last season, I believed we would do it, and they effed up. Yeah, man used the pause word. Big time. I don't over celebrate every goal or game until we win the title. And that's it, Jack. Jack has his standards, and Jack will, you know, live and stand by those standards. And that's it, man. That's it. City are shook, says DR9 Gamer. We need to slap Porto like that. Absolutely. And City are definitely shook, man. 110% shook. They've got problems of their own. You know, like I said, we're just looking at their numbers. They're struggling to score goals. And as well as that, Kevin De Bruyne looks like he could leave. And Man City are now focused on trying to get his deal tied down. We've got teams in the Arab lands that are trying to pounce on Kevin De Bruyne, which we will touch on in a little while. We'll just kind of touch on what's being said. I actually asked the WhatsApp group yesterday if they would Joe Willock back at Arsenal. If you had the opportunity to take Joe Willock back at Arsenal, would you take him? Would you take him? Joe Willock scored a beautiful goal yesterday. It was a lovely header, and he has actually improved since he's been at Newcastle. We have to be totally fair to him. But would you take him? Would you take him? Would you take him back? 20 million, Joe Willock. Would you take him back at Arsenal? Do comment down below and let me know. Arsenal set piece coach Nicholas Jova enjoying another set piece goal for Arsenal, and we have to be totally real. Yeah, you know, this set piece coach has really improved what we've been doing from set pieces, especially corners. We are lethal when it comes to corners. Absolutely lethal. And you know, Gabriel Magalhaes is scoring goals. Saliba scored goals recently from corners, and you know, we've just been executing it. Declan Rice, especially, like the passes that Declan Rice has got 4 assists from set pieces so far since he's been on those set pieces. Bearing in mind, he hasn't been taking corners all season for Arsenal. I think Declan Rice since the new year, I swear, like since the new year, Declan Rice has started taking free kicks for Arsenal. We should have kept Willock. I'm not too sure, man. Like I just kind of asked a question to the WhatsApp group yesterday because, you know, I know that he's improved. I can see the improvements. I just wanted to kind of get a general feel of how everyone else is feeling about Joe, and you know, most people said no. Most people said no, but he's all right. Like Drizzy said, he's all right. But I've always kind of been adamant that he won't reach the levels that we would want him to reach. So inevitably, he will be a guy that gets sold. So there's no point in having a conversation about a player now because he's made a slight improvement. Maybe he's reached his ceiling. Maybe there is no more to go for Joe. You know, he's had a serious injury recently as well. But it was a brilliant goal, and he has scored some brilliant goals for Newcastle as well as Arsenal. Remember that goal he scored against Liverpool? Banger outside the box. But definitely a no to Joe. 110%. Big up NXT says, most confident Havertz I've seen in years. I've knew he would work out at Arsenal. Big game player. He's there for the chaos factor as well. Listen, I said to everyone, I'll give Kai Havertz to the end of the season. But one thing I do want to say about this Kai Havertz situation, we might as well kind of talk about this whilst we're here, is because, you know, there's been a lot of slander. There has been a lot of, you know, calling out of Kai Havertz. And, you know, I've been one in particular. I'm not going to hide away from it. I've definitely been one to call Kai Havertz out. And I'm not going to now backtrack or anything like that. So I don't think that's what this is. But what I am going to say is I don't want to see Kai Havertz play as a number 8 again. You know, then way there. I don't want to see Kai Havertz play as a number 8 again, because Kai Havertz goes missing as a number 8. He's a floating ghost as a number 8. But what he can do is be that problem for defenders playing as a number 9. Be the guy that finds space along the front line, along the back line, trying to get in behind as a number 9. He doesn't need to touch the ball. You know, Kai Havertz's technique, ball control is questionable. He isn't one of those. He isn't a technician. That's the best. He's not a technician. He's not that type of, you know, player. But what he is a person that does find himself in the right spaces. He does anticipate that. He tries to anticipate what's going to happen next. You know, he does get dirty as well. I have seen Kai Havertz get dirty and, you know, try and pull it on players. He presses as well. You know, he does press. And they're the things that we need him for. Do you understand? We don't need him for anything else now. So we've got 4 things that we've kind of highlighted there that Kai Havertz is kind of good at. Anticipating moves, finding space, pressing, and just being a bit dirty when we need him to be. Being a bit cheeky with it. And when I say cheeky with it, I don't mean with the ball at his feet. I just mean, you know, just being a nuisance in that sense. And yeah, that's fine. We can have that. We can have that coming off the bench when we need it. He's lanky as well, so we can win duels. Those aerial duels, sorry. So there are things that you can look at and say, all right, cool. But does that description, what we just said there, does that fit a number 8? Is that tailored for a number 8? No, it's not. It's not tailored for a number 8. So everything that you've heard me say about Kai Havertz is more or less how I feel, but how I feel about him as a number 8. And as a number 8, I need a number 8 to have technique. I need a number 8 to have a real pass. I need a number 8 to want to get on the ball. I need a number 8 to be able to influence the game. I need a number 8 to be able to play make. I need you understand? I need a number 8 that can have an engine and get back. I need various different qualities from a number 8. So I have to not only, you know, question, you know, Kai Havertz in this number 8 position and whether he can actually play it, because I know he can't. But I have to question the manager for continuing to play him there. It really winds me up, bro. So Arteta, after yesterday's performance, after the performances that we have seen of Kai Havertz this season, where we have kind of praised him and given him credit, he's played as a number 9. So continue to play him as a number 9. That's it. That's it. And then maybe, just maybe, more fans will cut out the slander and maybe get behind him a bit more. The maddest thing is, he is a mine just literally went blank there. I did see a tweet earlier from Chelsea fans saying this, that they're kind of disappointed that they've sold Kai Havertz. Chelsea fans are missing Kai Havertz, ladies and gentlemen. It's incredible. I'm just trying to look for this. I'm trying to look for the tweet, but I can't find it. I'm pretty sure I liked it. Let me go through all my likes. I'll go through all my likes, and I'm pretty sure I'll find it. Chelsea fans missing Kai Havertz. Bro, with a proper decent CM, we would be cooking, man. Odegaard can also play with fluidity. Havertz is the reason Odegaard kind of looks lost or is had to drop deep like a deep lying playmaker. 110% Naga. One thing that Jorginho adds to this team is the playmaking qualities from deep. Jorginho can pull the strings. He can dictate. He's got the vision. He's got the eye for a pass. Jorginho is that guy. Even Chelsea fans are backtracking on their takes against Jorginho. They're seeing what Mikel Arteta is doing with him, and they're thinking, wow, how did we underestimate this Don? Let's not even look at those dirty Chelsea pictures. Arsenal only, blood. We don't want to see him in blue. He don't look good in blue. He doesn't actually look good in blue. He looks in red. Pause. Flipping now, everyone's on this pause thing, man. You can't even say nothing no more. Like everyone starts, oh no, it can be taken out of context. Oh no, it's anyway. Them man have got Action Jackson, bro. That's what I'm saying. I saw it too. They're questioning how comes he's scoring. Exactly. And it's not only that they're questioning Kai Havertz and questioning whether he's actually better than they thought he was, but it's Jorginho. Jorginho is the proper big one. There's a lot of Chelsea fans that are saying, no, we should have kept Jorginho. Look at him at Arsenal. That's mad. Oh, it's mad. Big up my guy Andrew, man. He says, if we get a proper striker, he will become redundant eventually. Yeah, you got a point. I think it depends on what type of teams you're playing. If we get a proper striker, that striker will become the main number 9 and Havertz becomes the bench man. But then Havertz is the game changer then. That is so mad to say it. Havertz is the game changer. You know why? Because Havertz is the guy that will be the kind of different type of striker. So we've got the clinical guy that, you know, does what he does, finds himself in the right areas, bags goals for fun, X, Y, and Z. But if things are not working, Havertz is that guy that can be the game changer, that can be the difference maker, because he is totally different, isn't he? And he doesn't need to do much. He just runs around and picks up great little bits of spaces. And as long as we're getting the ball into the final third and trying to put something on a plate for someone, Kai Havertz and his lanky legs will be there. They will find a way. They will find a way. So he will be the game changer, surprisingly. Oh man, Kai Havertz and Jorginho. Who would have ever thought that these men would have come from Chelsea to Arsenal and fans would be raving about them? Not only fans would be raving about them, but Chelsea fans, you know, missing them, crying, you know, like not understanding why they sold them. It's so funny, man. It's so funny. Let me quickly look for the next thing that I wanted to talk about. And like you guys are saying in the chat as well, man, Kai Havertz, he's finding a lot of confidence right now, and Jorginho's again finding confidence. I think Kai Havertz is getting a lot of his confidence through players like Jorginho. And luckily that we've got a player like Jorginho at the club. If we never had Jorginho, maybe, just maybe, the Kai Havertz, you know, confidence boost might not have happened, because I don't know, man. I felt like Jorginho was the ultimate reason why he joined Arsenal, and one of the reasons why, you know, he's played better and so on and so forth. So it's interesting, isn't it? It's interesting. Mikel Arteta, if we want to be the best club in the world, we have to have the best stadium and the best atmosphere in the world. That's for sure. And yesterday the stadium was absolutely rock. I wish I was there, blood. I swear down. It was pumping. The atmosphere was lovely. And I wish I was there, man. I wish I was there. Really, Arteta is obviously speaking to the press because he's doing an incredible job of the way he's got these guys playing at the moment, and no one can kind of disagree with it. You know, he's doing an incredible job, and you know, let's see what he got to say, because I didn't even actually hear this.
Today from the start was really impressive, really clear about the Really impressive, and thank you so much for everybody that turned around with that attitude, with that energy. Thanks for the club as well, because it's pushing that to generate as well this atmosphere at home, and it makes a huge impact for the team. So thank you.
Is that something you personally have a role in? Were you telling the club that we want this atmosphere?
We want the best club in the world. To be the best club in the world, we have to have the best stadium, best atmosphere in the world. That's for sure.
Yeah. Listen, man, he's got a point, blood. We just need to get behind our team and make sure that we can deliver, man. But Mikel Arteta also needs to make sure that he's delivering, you know, making sure he's mentally preparing the players for these big games, making sure he's mentally preparing players for these these away games, because it's all good and well slapping teams at home and having a crowd behind you at home and, you know, turning the Emirates into a fortress. But if you can't deliver going away from home, then what does it mean? You know, what does it mean, bruv? Like, you know, you got Hazard and Drogba still performing in charity matches better than players now. It's crazy. I watched that the other day still. Oh, man, like Drogba scoring some bad boy goals. But yeah, man, Arsenal on fire right now, ladies and gentlemen. Next, we've got Sheffield United. That should be an easy run. I mean, I think we should be playing Waneri and them, man, in that game. But let's not get too carried away. Let's make sure we actually bag this title this season. I don't want to find any excuse as to why we didn't win the Premier League this season. I want it that much. And I think that the new midfield moving forward, it has to be Jorginho, Declan, and Odegaard. I think that has to. We've got 12 games left of the season. That has to be the three-man midfield that we see for the rest of the season. We have to do everything we can to keep Jorginho fit. There's no worries over Odegaard and Declan Rice staying fit. If we can get Thomas Partey back, then that's a plus. But you know, a lot of people don't believe that's going to be the case, unfortunately. And yeah, man, we can see this title coming home, bruv. Let's quickly move on to Manchester United for 1 second. I want to talk about these frauds, man. Look at these dons, man. It's sad times for the Man United fans, but who cares? Let's laugh at them right now. Let's literally laugh at them. Let's laugh at Manchester United. These dons, man. The Capitulation FC. This is the new Capitulation FC, blood. This is Fraud FC. This is Deadwood FC. This is Retirement Home FC. This is Slow Coach FC. This is, you know, Wannabe Pep FC. Like all of that, you can say everything. You can say everything. Because right now, Man United, not only are their fans a laughing stock, you got them, their fans thinking they're actually in a title race. But you got their manager playing high lines with Harry Maguire at the back. Big up Harry Maguire, though. He scored the goal for them. It was a rebound goal for Manchester United yesterday, but he got the goal for them. After they actually scored the goal, Man United went up again. And I thought, you got 7-8 minutes to go. Maybe Man United can get something out of this. Bruno Fernandes was driving. He had a beautiful shot that Leno saved. You know, Leno was under a lot of pressure in terms of the amount of shot stopping he had to do in that game. But he held his own. He done a fantastic job. And Marco Silva had a plan. He could see that this fraud on the screen, this egghead on the screen, was pushing Harry Maguire and who was he partnered with? Who else did he? With Johnny Evans, perhaps? I can't even remember. But these men were just trying to put as many men forward as they possibly could. And with a team like Fulham, with the counter-attacking players that they have, with the Alex Iwobis, the break, the counter-attacks in those final moments was just incredible. And yeah, man, they were exposed. Adama Traore dashed from Harry Maguire. Maguire didn't know what was going on. He could not catch up with Traore. It was perfect. A perfect executed counter-attack and a perfect finish by an ex-Arsenal player in Alex Iwobi. It was beautiful. And Alex Iwobi deserves his flowers for that goal, blood. Like, this is what I was saying to you guys earlier, man. Like, I think Alex Iwobi still could have had a part to play in this Arsenal team, you know. I can't lie. I think Alex Iwobi still had a part to play in this Arsenal team. Alex Iwobi in Arsene Wenger's last season was on smoke. The passing and the movement of Alex Iwobi was fire. He had the luxury of learning from some great players, man. And when you're in them moments playing with those players, Alex Iwobi was cooking. All you got to see is the passing and how swift and direct it was and how quick he was. He didn't need time to think. Alex Iwobi was just ticking. He was so in sync with what was going on at Arsenal at that time. And I think it was a shame that we got rid of him. 40 million, you can't say no to 40 million for an academy product. It was just pure profit. And, since then he went on to go and play teams, underwhelming teams that are not really that great, teams that are more or less building. He went to Everton. Everton was a shit show, absolute shit show. You have to be real. Manager after manager, a squad of players that were just chucked together, no chemistry. It's only now that Sean Dyche is maybe getting some sort of tune out of him, and it's still not even good enough. And then he goes over to Fulham. Now, I think Fulham is a perfect destination for him. Because what Fulham's done for Alex Iwobi is it's brought him back to his hometown of London. It's put him in a system where he's got the ability to actually play his game. At Everton, their system is rigid. Their system was disciplined. Their system wasn't really, they wasn't really allowed to kind of express themselves as much as, a player would like. But then going over to a Fulham, playing under a Marco Silva, who's got a great creative strategy, plays some good football, and we saw that yesterday. It allows Alex Iwobi to really show what type of player he is. And it's not the only, yesterday is not the only game where Alex Iwobi has actually stepped up. Alex Iwobi has looked really good for Fulham this season. His GA might not be incredible, but yesterday's performance, topped off with that goal, just more or less illustrates how qualified this guy is. And I just think Alex Iwobi was a player that Arsenal should have kept. I think with Saka, with Martinelli, he would have been cooking. Alex Iwobi with a Saka, because they were brethren as well. You got to bear that in mind. It's sad. But anyway, Alex Iwobi, man, big up everyone that got out of Man United fan yesterday because of Alex Iwobi. United fans think they have a divine right to be up with the big boys and have no respect for the opposition. Yeah, man, 110%. Wax, we gonna win the league. Or is it time to get delusional? Is it time to get delusional, my guy? Man, listen, Arsenal can win the league. Let's just pull it out there. We can win the league. And like Ian Wright said, and like some of the players have said this, this year and this season, we need to believe that we can. We need to believe that we can. The numbers are telling us we can. The football's telling us we can. The players are telling us we can. Even Man United's fear is telling us we can. Like, I know for a fact, not Man United, but I keep saying Man United, not Man United. Man City, I'm saying. Man City, I know for a fact, are fearing Arsenal Football Club. This is the reason why their performances have been underwhelming. I don't even think they fear Liverpool as much. I honestly think it's Arsenal that these might have been thinking about. And the reason why I believe that is because of Pep. I think Pep has been so impressed and so gassed about Mikel Arteta that now he's become a bit obsessed. And maybe we're not seeing it, maybe he's not coming out in this, on TV or in the press and showing any signs of this. But I think behind the scenes, when it comes to preparation, when it comes to, getting Man City ready, the comparison is Arsenal, as well as Liverpool, but it's Arsenal. Because Pep knows what Mikel Arteta knows. And Arteta knows, to a degree, what Pep knows. And we know who Pep is. So out of Jurgen Klopp and Mikel Arteta, who is Pep going to fear more out of the two? He's going to fear Arteta. He's going to fear Arteta more than anything because he knows what Arteta knows. And Arteta knows, to a degree, what Pep knows. And we know who Pep is. So who would you fear? And and ultimately, I think Pep has been really, really kind of getting into the ear of Man City players and kind of using Arsenal as an example. And then man are saying, damn, all right, cool. That's the benchmark now. These men are doing 4s and 5s. Okay. You know what I mean? Bearing in mind, we've got to play them in about 2 to 3 weeks' time. We're playing them. Are we going away? Is it a home game? If it's a home game, I'm going to be so gassed. I'm going to be so gassed if it's an away game. Where's their fixtures? Show me the fixtures. Oh, it's matches. Oh, I don't go by matches. I go by fixtures. I want to quickly look at I want to quickly look if it's serious. Is it away fixture? You guys have probably banged it in the chat already, man. You guys know before I do. I'm just fucking. They're at home. Fucking hell. It's the 31st of March, blood. That's time. That's a whole month. I said like 2-3 weeks, but that's like over 4 weeks away, blood. Yeah, so they're right there. It's away. Look, use my knew before I knew. I'm just done to this shit. Like I'm not in sync. I'm not in sync. Yeah, that's gonna be a tough one then. Oh, that's the game we have to win. That is the game we have to win. If we can't win that game, then boy, our season for the title is over. And we have to then hope that they get knocked out of the Champions League as well, man, because in a one-off game in the Champions League, it might even get worse, bro. It might even get worse. Big up Damien. Nothing but love and respect to you guys. Big up respect to you, my guy. I think United don't have that technical ability. Players of Ajax 2018, 2019 season, Onana had a good ball playing defense like Blind, Tagliafico, Majuri, Van de Beek, De Jong. Yeah, I mean they had when you name the players, that is a good group of players. But you have to bear in mind that's a good group of players for Eredivisie. That's not a good group of players for like the Premier League. Honestly, that group of players that you just mentioned there, they're good players. I like Tagliafico, yeah, left back. But in the Premier League, that defense and that midfield, I think they get beat. I think it's like a mid-table, you know, could be scrapping relegation with the wrong manager, bro. Not even a joke. Big up DJ Lolly. Good to see you. Pause. Fucking hell. Pause, blood. Ah, man, the world's gone mad. But yeah, Man United in the mud right now. Man City, you know, they are fearing Arsenal, and they've got another problem on their hands, obviously, when it comes to their player Kevin De Bruyne, because there's a lot of talks that he could potentially be leaving. New contracts talks underway, apparently. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Kevin De Bruyne, that's what I was saying. Kevin De Bruyne, KDB. KDB looking like flipping Prince Harry right now, I tell you, blood. So yeah, he could be leaving. Let's see what the latest news is telling us on KDB. And then I want to go on to some Arsenal transfer news because Edu was actually speaking yesterday after the game about the transfer window. About Arsenal's plans. So don't go anywhere. Hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure we do subscribe if we are newly watching. Turn the notification bells on, all of that type of stuff. We much appreciate you each and every time. We're going to be touching on Kevin De Bruyne and a potential move away from Man City. And then we're going to touch on Edu and Arsenal's transfer plans. So Man City have placed an 100 million price tag on midfielder Kevin De Bruyne after interest from Saudi Arabia, and that's according to Talk Sports. Sorry. Now there's a lot of talk with Kevin De Bruyne, man. a crazy one. I don't think he's going to leave. Let's be totally honest. Is he going to leave Man City? I don't think he's going to leave Man City, but there's a lot of speculation that he will. Man City to demand at least 100 million for the player. Man City brace themselves for bids from top Saudi Arabian clubs. Now, I don't see Kevin De Bruyne. How old is he? 32. I don't see him at 32 wanting to go to Saudi Arabia. I just don't see it. Now, I know Saudi Arabia will definitely pay 100 million pounds for Kevin De Bruyne. They're 100% paying 100 million pounds for him. But would Kevin De Bruyne want to go to Saudi Arabia? I don't think so. I really don't think so. Shane says, my comment yesterday stands. We have the most reactionary fan base on the planet. No, I don't remember reading that comment yesterday, but we don't have the most reactionary. Yeah, we probably do have. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. We've got a lot of people have got PTSD from this club, right? So the reactions are going to be wild. The reactions are going to be wild. Expect it. If you are a 10-year-old, if you are a 15-year-old, or even a 20-year-old, and you don't understand it, that's fine. But understand the reactions is because of that PTSD, blood. That shit is real. And it ain't leaving anyone anytime soon until Arsenal can go and do what Man City have been doing. If Arsenal can go and do that, trust me, you overcome it. You'll overcome it. It's like being in the hood, going through so much mad stuff in the hood, and you stop doing the mad stuff, but you're living in the hood still. So you're not doing the mad stuff, but you're living in the hood still. When you're about, you're going to be like, oh my God, you're going to be nervous, you're going to be anxious, you're going to be not too sure, you're going to be watching cars, you're going to be, right? And that's how you're going to feel. But in the moment you move to the countryside, the moment you move far, far away from the hood, you move to an environment that's nothing like the hood, is the moment you start getting over that anxiety, over that nervousness, over that, do you know what I mean? And you start getting over it. And that's what we got to do, blood. That's what we've got to do. But the only way we can do that is by winning trophies, bro. That's how it works. We can't just, you can't think we're going to overcome these mental issues that we have from this club through getting top 4. It's not going to work. It's not going to work, my guy. It's going to make it worse. It's literally going to make it worse. At max, KDB should go to La Liga, or even to Syria. Absolutely, bro. Like, he needs to go to a top club. Well said, my brother. I'm 45. Love the channel. Keep the great work. Big up you, Shane, man. Much appreciate you, man. 45. It's getting on. But obviously, he's seen it. That's what you got to do. You know, when you're an Arsenal fan, all you got to do is state your age. You state your age, and then we understand your experiences. You know, that's what you got to do. The moment an Arsenal fan comes out and says, I'm only 18. Okay, son, calm down. Calm down. You understand? That's what you got to do. You state your age. Oh, I'm 50. Oh, yeah, mate. It's like the more older you are as an Arsenal fan, the more respect you get as an Arsenal fan. I swear down, that's how it kind of works, you know? And that's because the mindset's changed, man. And that's all it is. The mindset of the new fan has changed. And people like to a degree the new mindset. They want to buy into it a little bit, but they don't want to buy into it fully because it's full on delusion. So yeah, man. It's a bit of both, mate. It's a bit of both. Keep hitting those like buttons, ladies and gentlemen. Keep hitting those like buttons. Big up LMS. He says it's true. My PTSD is not there since I moved out of the so-called hood. That's it, man. You don't have no worries when you live you wake up and all you smell is grass and you smell flowers and all you hear is you can actually hear the bees and the insects. You can hear everything. You can hear the grasshoppers. When you can hear grasshoppers, you know you're not in the hood no more. I swear down, when you can just hear grasshoppers like consistently, like grasshoppers, well, whatever sound they make, it's crazy. We got the Southern Gooner in the building. Much appreciate you, my brother. He said it's all about mentality, dealing with the hurdles of the next few weeks and avoiding chaotic injuries. Absolutely agree with that, bro. Absolutely agree. You know, the next couple of weeks is vital. It's one of the reasons why the Porto victory has to go down as disappointment, because if we would have managed that result better, then the rest could have been so much more easy. It would have been so much more easier, you know. The birds chirping, absolutely. Absolutely. Wake up, you hear the birds chirping, you hear the grasshoppers. Trust me, I've been there before, man. And it's not because I lived out in the sticks before when I was a kid for a little while. Because I went to a boarding school. So I used to wake up and hear that shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Big up my guy Naga. He says our club banner will only stop when we win UCLs and EPLs. No, that's it, man. That's it. We got to win the major honors, and this is how players at the club cement their world-class status, as we said earlier. You know, Kevin De Bruyne didn't really cement his world-class status. As soon as we got Kevin De Bruyne on the screen, he didn't cement that world-class status until he won the Premier League. Like, let's get it right. Let's get it right. We knew Kevin De Bruyne had world-class qualities. We knew that. I knew that. I saw Kevin De Bruyne's qualities at Chelsea. And then I followed Kevin De Bruyne to Germany and was watching him play for Wolfsburg. Because I liked Kevin De Bruyne back in the day. And I remember there was a few players at Chelsea that I was thinking, you know what, Arsenal should pounce on these dons, yeah? Pause. And, bring them to the carpet. And Kevin De Bruyne, I think, in his first season over in Germany, he done like 20 plus assists. I was like, what? The numbers was crazy. That's all I remember. The numbers were crazy. And I was thinking, we should bring him to the arse. Pause. And yeah, he come back to the Premier League, dreamt Man City, turned up and won the Premier League, and then cemented his world-class status. And that's what you got to do, man. That's how the game works. If you ain't winning the major honors, like Kevin, Kevin De Bruyne house, Harry Kane, yeah. Harry Kane cannot claim to be a world-class player at this moment in time. He needs to go and cement it by winning something major. You know, if Harry Kane don't win the Bundesliga this season with Bayern Munich, he's a failure. He's a failure. And he still can't even cement that world-class status. He still can't even stand up with the real world-class players that have won all the major honors and put his chest out and talk. You just can't do it. And that's how the game works, my guy. And this is the reason why I'm saying Saka, Saliba, Martinelli, all of these guys have to win the Premier League or have to win the Champions League so they can next season stand up with the guys that have done it. You know them way there. Big up Naruto. He says, check Flavic's stats. I definitely will do. Warren says, yeah, the PTSD I have with this club is real. Goes back years from 2006 Champions League final up until recently. That's what I'm saying, man. That Champions League should have been ours. That should have been ours, man. That was the day. That was it. That was the moment. That should have been coming home. I couldn't believe it, man. I remember that game at the back of my hand. It was a beautiful game. The team that we had out there on that day as well. It was just, layman. I don't even want to take myself back there. Beautiful goal, Sol Campbell settings. But, oh, man. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. The days when the Champions League was on ITV. 2006 was pain, man. Exactly. Big up my guy, Southern Gooner, man. It's true, man. I just didn't want to take myself back there. We need to remake history this season, man. We need to remake history this season. So that moment is just a blur. We don't even need to worry about 2006 anymore. We just recreated history by winning the Champions League in 2024. Do you know them way there? It's a mad thing, sad thing. It's a mad thing, sad thing at the same time. Wax, did you see Marcelli pull it back like a foreskin? Oh, bro. This guy. What are you talking about, blood? What are you trying to do? Yeah, bruv. This is the season when we need to make it happen anyway, blood. Hey, Alex, bruv, what the you talking about in here, bruv? What are you talking about in here, bruv? Anyway, Kevin De Bruyne, bruv, is he going to be staying at Man City? He probably will. He probably will. But is it going to make any difference to Arsenal? No, it's not going to make a difference because we're still going to win the Premier League, blood. Yeah? Let's get delusional. We're still going to win the Premier League, regardless if he stays, if he goes. The Premier League's coming home. Let's just quickly switch over to what was being said by Edu. I hadn't even heard this. I just kind of read the tweet. That's all I read. I just read the tweet. We're going to watch the video. The video's only 2 minutes long. So fasten your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. Fasten your seatbelts. Get those comments in. Keep hitting the like buttons. Make sure you don't take your finger off that like button, bro. Just keep your finger on it, bro. Just trigger it like... I know you're always trying to get, man. I've clocked you, Alex. I see you, blood. Trying to get me clipped, cuz. I'm joking. No one's trying to clip me, man. No one cares about wax enough to clip wax. You get me? Yeah, no one cares, bro. So, we need to win the Premier League or the Champions League so we can sign a world-class player. Man, listen, we've got world-class players on the team. That's the fact. But we just need them to cement that status by winning the Premier League. Like anyone on the planet will look at this Arsenal team right now and say, you know what? I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of that. You know how many people on the planet want to play with Saka right now? You know how many top African dons want to play with Saka? He's trending in the African market. You can go and buy anyone. Any top African don you can get right now. They would all want to play with Saka. All of them. You know? If you had Martinelli really consistently doing up numbers, which is only literally around the corner for me, he's sick. I want Martinelli to be so much more consistent. But if we got him to that level, just one more level up for Martinelli, I'm telling you, there'll be a bunch of Brazilians that would want to fly and play alongside Martinelli. Link up with Edu because Edu's the one that brought Martinelli in, or I don't even think it was Edu, but he cemented kind of the deal. So I don't know, man. There's a bunch of players right now around the world that want to play at Arsenal. You get me? And we just need to make it happen. All right, let's listen to what this guy's got to say anyway, man. I'm just fucking losing myself in the comments.
Hello, Edu. Hey, how are you? Good to see you. Sporting Director Edu joins us now. Thank you very much for coming out to talk to us. Two Invincibles alongside us now. Is there a 20-year reunion plan?
Yes. Beautiful to have my friend next to me. So I think we are create a great connection again with the club, isn't it?
Well, to think it's 20 years now, and it's 20 years since we won a Premier League. So that's something that Edu is working really hard to change. Give us an idea of your working week, because I know
pressure. Eddie felt the pressure, and he put his hand on him to say, "Don't worry, it's not too much pressure." But Eddie felt the pressure. Shit.
That every time I watch you, you know, you're working so hard in the background. What sort of pressure you're under, and where are your targets now? Are you already looking at new players for next season and adjusting and working things through?
Well, to be fair, there are a lot going on at the moment, isn't it? Because my role, I have to really look after not only the first team, because I have to also look after the women's, the academies.
So what he's basically saying is like, no, guys, I'm just taking my money, I'm living my life, and when the time's right, we'll decide to look at players. I mean, he's not really flipping... The way he's responding here, just check out his body language. It's that's one thing you have to always check. But the guy, he had to think to himself, shit, what am I going to say? Have I been doing my job? Have I been doing my job? No, I'm going to find excuses. Actually, no, I've been looking at this one. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm doing this. Oh, big up Edu, man.
Working things through.
Hopefully Edu can actually deliver.
Well, to be fair, there are a lot going on at the moment, isn't it? Because my role, I have to really look after not only the first team, because I have to also look after the women's, the academy as well. So, and there are a lot of things to do still. But of course, now we start to plan ahead of the summer on the recruitment. And yeah, lots of things happening, and we're really enjoying.
I think the fans, they can't hear us now, but the fans at home are about to hear us.
Why does Edu just, I don't know, man. He looks so like, he looks nervous, isn't it? Like, he looks like he's trying to tread carefully with what he's saying, 110%. he looks like he's fully trying to tread mad carefully when he's talking here. And I think Rio kind of gets it as well. That's why he just kind of just pulls him away to a degree and tries to change the subject, because like, bro, you're just talking, you're chatting shit. Let's just listen to back what Eddie's got to say there. Man asked him about transfers, what you're doing. You're telling me about, oh, I've got to work for their women's, I've got to work for their academy, I've got to work for the senior. Bro, it's too much work. That's what you're basically saying. It's too much work. Oh, man, like it's... Again, Eddie ain't ready for these conversations, blood, because he's probably not doing much, man. You ain't cooked. The barbecue's ain't out yet. I told you guys, when you see the barbecue out, when the barbecue is out and Eddie's got a cigar in his mouth, he's in shorts and he's in t-shirts or he's in flip-flops and he's on the barbecue, just know that's when transfers are cooking. That's when he's literally trying to make something happen in the market. If you ain't seen those pictures floating, and I mean new versions of those pictures, not the old ones, then just know nothing's happening. He is sitting in there. He's probably still smelling his daughter's toes. He's probably still, sending his daughter and his missus on vacation, living life. There's no, I don't know, bro. Look, meeting and greeting people in the academy. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing, but he doesn't look like he's trying to give anything away. And it does sound like he's trying to think real hard about what he's saying before he actually says it.
Things through.
Well, to be fair, there are a lot going on at the moment, isn't it? Because my role, I have to really look after not only the first team, because I have to also look after the women's, the academy as well. So, and there are a lot of things to do still. But of course, now we start to plan ahead of the summer on the recruitment. And lots of things happening, and we're really enjoying.
I think the fans...
They're really enjoying it.
They can't hear us now, but the fans at home are about to hear us. That recruitment, it's a big word in football now. Is there a number 9 in your thoughts? Is there a number 9 in the conversations? Because that's what's been talked about by a lot of the Arsenal fans.
Well, I understand where the fans asking for, but we have already our target. We planned a lot ahead of what you're going to face. And I will be worried if you not score a lot of goals. And if you're not creating chance, which is the opposite. I think we are creating a lot. We're scoring a lot of goals. And the plan is to every year to try to get better. And I think we are in the good moment and let's see if we can keep it improving.
Let's see if we can keep improving. Well, I do expect Arsenal to keep improving. You know what? To be quite fair, there was so much waffle at the end of that press conference, I didn't actually take in a word Eddie was saying. And I was looking at this comment from Shane. Big up Shane, because I was more interested in answering this comment than actually listening to what Eddie had to say there. Pure waffle. Like I said, I didn't listen to that press conference after. I thought, let me just save it till the morning and we'll do it live with the gang. But Shane says, last comment before he heads off, Emirates best 11. And let's not use Henry as the cameo. You know what? I probably wouldn't even have used Henry. There's so many good players that we've had in the Emirates era. There has been really good players, but just to kind of give you my starting 11, I'd give you Lehman, because Lehman was with us all the way till 2009. I'd give you Sagna, right back, has to be Sagna. Left back would definitely be interesting one. Left back, who would left back be? Because we've had some poor left backs in the Emirates era. The best probably left back, the best two left backs have probably been Kieran Tierney and Monreal. Oh, Clichy. Oh, yeah, Clichy. Oh, yeah, it has to be Clichy then, isn't it? Yeah, it has to be Clichy. Oh, does it have to be? I'm just trying to think, man. Nah, fuck Clichy. Fuck Clichy. You ain't getting in there, you prick. No. And even then, Clichy was... There was shaky moments from Clichy, but he was always allowing dickheads to get in behind him. Pause! Anyway, I'm not going to put Clichy in there. I'm going to put Kieran Tierney in there, I'm going to put Kieran Tierney in there. Centre backs, I'll go with Sol Campbell. And no. Because it's old school Sol Campbell. I'm forgetting where we are today. It has to be Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. Has to be. Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes has been the best CBs that we've had since we've walked into the Emirates Stadium. Best CBs. Facts. Who have we had? Vermaelen, Gallas. Koscielny, like dead guys. Nah. Yeah, Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes have to be the best centre backs that we've had in this Emirates era. Now midfield, this is where it gets tricky. This is where it gets tricky. Bear me for 1 sec, ladies and gentlemen. This is where it gets tricky. Yeah, midfield. Rice instantly walks in there as the best 6. Don't care what anyone's got to say. Best 6 in the Emirates era. Rice. Then I'll partner Rice with Cazorla. And then I'll put Cazorla with Ozil. I'll put Sanchez on the left. I would put Saka on the right. Would I put Saka on the right? I'm just trying to think. I would put Saka on the right. And then up front, has to be Aubameyang. There you go. Emirates era has to be Aubameyang. Hey, that team would cook though. Can you imagine? That team would cook. Imagine that midfield. And there could be other shouts for midfield as well. Like Ramsey could probably get in midfield. He would be in the squad 110%. Wilshere would be in the squad 110%. Nasri would be in the squad. Fabregas. Oh my God. I'd not forget Fabregas. You know what it is? I forgot the snakes though. That's what happened. See, that's how you know I'm a real one, blood. I forgot the snakes. The guys that snaked us, I forgot about them. I don't deal with snakes. Grass get cut. Yeah. So that's the reason why I forgot kind of like Fabregas and Nasri and certain man. The only one that I did remember was Clichy, but that's only because we had no good left backs anyway. But we had so many good midfielders. It was just how can you remember them all? You got Raziki. You know, he could have got in there. Like there's so many names that could have got in there. Let me see what you guys would have said. Clichy. Remember Santo? Oh, he was crap. Big up Alex says Alex Bush. He says I don't understand why Arteta took out Trossard for Jorginho instead of Eddie, and even though Nketiah is untrustworthy, but in that position he could have been better than Jorginho. Nketiah in what position? Trossard. I think everything was perfect yesterday, man. There's no question marks. You know, people were questioning the substitutes. Listen, the substitutes come on just to get fucking minutes and to keep our dons fresh. Yeah, we want to keep Saka fresh. We want to keep we want to keep them fresh. So I don't care about criticizing anyone that come off the bench in a little 15-20 minutes that they had. You know, leave them be. We know they're not good enough, and I'm not going to criticize guys that I know are not good enough anyway, unless the manager is putting mad faith in them and they're playing so many minutes and they're not delivering. Then I'll start getting on their backs. But if they're just coming off the bench for a little 10 minutes, I've got no choice, man. I've got no one else. Odegaard obviously gets into the team. Partey gets into the team. Like they're all a part of the squad. Van Persie. So you see, did you realize I forgot everybody that's a snake? Everybody that was a snake got forgotten. I literally forgot about them. But every single one of those players. See, this is what I'm saying, Prime Henri. But now you understand. Now I'm behind on these comments. Fabregas definitely walks in there. Even Nasri walks in there. I'll probably put Nasri on the right-hand side over Saka. See, I'll put Saka on the right. I'll probably put Nasri on the right. Then you've got Haleb as well. Bruv, shut up. We've got too many midfielders, bruv. Too many technicians. You'd be there all day. The debates for midfield, like if you was to do a stream and we're talking about just the best Arsenal midfield in the Emirates era, you'll be debating all day. It wouldn't stop. It would get heated. Certain man would reach over the table and slap a man because he's saying something delusional. But then what could be delusional? Because every single player in the conversation in that period is just, you can't fit them all in. You've got like at least 10 midfielders. Even more than that perhaps. But at the very least, 10 midfielders. You even got Diaby. But, you know, there's obviously a conversation for Diaby about his injuries and so on and so forth. So that's probably what would kind of rub him off. But like Haleb and all those guys, they're all in with a shout, man. Wilshere, all of them. It's crazy, man. Not Van Pagan. Flamini as well, Song. You know, when you're looking at those DM roles and you need a number 6 to kind of back up Declan Rice, then you probably would look at a Song. Like who would be, like if you had number as Rice as your number 6, and you can choose any other number 6 from the Emirates era, who are you choosing to back up Declan Rice? Has to be Thomas Partey, innit? Has to be Thomas Partey. And if it's not Thomas Partey, then you probably would go with Song or Flamini. Or maybe Coquelin. Pause. Pause, blood. I can't believe we actually run with my man for quite some time, blood. Man like Francis. Eduardo as well. See, look, Eduardo, but he was a striker. We didn't even focus on strikers. If you looked at the strikers, there was quite a number of good. You could have even played Alexis as a number 9, like Alexis in the old school Alexis that Arsenal had, that prime Alexis that we had in this system as the number 9. The way Mikel Arteta wants them to play, I think he cooked. I think Sanchez, that prime Sanchez in this system, in this number 9 role, does a mad thing. He does a mad thing. Adebayor, oh bro, that's what I'm saying. The strikers that you can mention, and we'll be here all day. We'll literally be here all day, man. Keep getting those comments in. I'm gonna run for about another 5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like button. I'm getting a bit hungry. It's 2:30 already. I can't believe it. We've got the Carabao Cup kicking off in about half an hour. Is it kicked off already, or is it kicking off now? All right. Water's done. It's 3 o'clock kickoff, isn't it? Let me see what else is popping online before we wrap this up. I'm just going to quickly run through the tweets, the informations. Let's take a minute to laugh at Manchester United. Exactly, man. Them man. Arsenal have scored half as many Premier League goals in February as Man United have all season. That needs to be heard. That needs to be heard. But then saying that, you could probably say that for quite a lot of teams, because Arsenal have just been phenomenal this season, blood. Arsenal have been phenomenal this season. Top 3 snakes. Whoa, top 3 snakes. That's an interesting one. Top 3 snakes. Let's get the guys involved in this one. Definitely. Everyone in the chat. Top 3 Arsenal snakes. Oh. Slithering snakes. Big up my guy Arteta. No wonder why we got bullied all those years. But we never had a number 6 under Arsene Wenger, man. The last number 6 we had was Alex Song, blood. He left us in 2011 or 2012. Since then, we never had a real number 6. We always had some sort of makeshift number 6. Always a makeshift. And until we brought Coquelin back. Pause. And then the maddest thing is even Francis was dead. Big him up. He won a Europa League with Unai Emery, though. He won a Europa League with Unai Emery, but he was dead. He was on loan at Charlton in the Championship when we brought him back. We were that desperate. We had to bring Flamini back. It just goes to show you how broke Arsenal were. And these are the things that people are not looking at. Do you really think in 2009, Arsene Wenger wanted to bring Sol Campbell back? Do you really think he did? No, he didn't. He wanted to go and get one of the best centre-backs in the world, but he couldn't. He went and brought Sol Campbell back when Sol Campbell was playing for Notts County, fam. Sol Campbell was playing for Notts County in League 2. Arsene Wenger jumped on the phone to him and said, you know what, my guy, come back to Arsenal, blood. We're in the top 4 race. I can't believe it. We done the same thing with Flamini. We let Flamini go for whatever reason. I'm pretty sure Flamini went to Barcelona. Where did he go? I'm sure Flamini went to Barcelona. And sorry, Ed, I'm going to get back to your question 110%. But We brought Sol Campbell back, Flamini back. We brought a bag of Dons back. But the three snakes anyway. The three snakes. For me, the three snakes would be Ashley Cole, number one. 100% number one. Nasri definitely goes in there. I've seen some clips of Nasri recently. He disgusts me. He doesn't exist. Nasri's career at Arsenal does not exist. Ashley Cole, Nasri, and the last person has to be, the last person has to be. So the maddest thing is, I can't even say it's Van Persie. I can't even say it's Van Persie because I've actually now understood the Van Persie situation. I've understood that Van Persie situation. Van Persie didn't want to leave Arsenal Football Club. What's pissed a lot of people off about Van Persie is the way Van Persie has represented Arsenal off camera. He hasn't. He hasn't represented Arsenal whatsoever. He does not care about Arsenal. He has been up Man United's ever since he kind of retired. Ever since Van Persie retired, he's been for Man United. He hasn't been for Arsenal. The same can be said for Ashley Cole. He's never been for Arsenal. He's always been for Chelsea. Mad. Couple of the lads see Ashley Cole in Roman Road the other day. When I say couple of lads, I just mean like some local dons that I might see about. And I say, yeah, what's going on, bro? And then I keep it stepping. You know, one of those type of dons. But yeah, they had pictures of them and Ashley Cole, and they were wearing their Arsenal kits as well on that day. And I was thinking, yeah, Ashley Cole, what a prick. You don't even deserve to take pictures with dons in Arsenal kits, blood. You're a big snake. Ashley Cole's a big snake. Van Persie, when you understand what was happening at Arsenal and what happened to Van Persie and the decision he needed to make at the age of 29, almost 30 years old, you have to understand that I don't think Van Persie snaked us. I think that was all down to Arsenal. So my third player has to be Alexis Sanchez. Now, I don't want it to be Alexis because I'm kind of like, I will flip-flop basically for Alexis Sanchez. How about that? Let's just put it out there. Let's just put it out there, yeah? I will flip-flop for Alexis Sanchez. You know the way there? Because I loved Alexis Sanchez. I loved him. He was one of my best players. The connection and the football that him and Ozil gave to us together was just brilliant, blood. And the reason you have to put both of the names in the same sentence is because if it wasn't for Alexis, Ozil probably wouldn't have got the amount of records that he's got and the accolades and all of the things that he's got at Arsenal that he did achieve. And then the same could be said for Alexis Sanchez. He wouldn't have got the GA and the numbers that he got without Mesut Ozil. So them two come as a package. They come as a package. But for me, Alexis Sanchez has to go down as the snake because you fucked off and went to Manchester United. There was no real reason for you to have to fuck off and go to Manchester United. There's no real reason. Can anyone like give me a real reason as to why he fucked off and went to Manchester United? You know? He couldn't hold out. He couldn't wait. Didn't he just realize that we just signed Lacazette? You know, was he not happy with Lacazette? Did Alexis Sanchez look at Lacazette and say, who the hell is this Don? Another French Don. Is this Don going to carry us over the line? Because ultimately, why did Alexis Sanchez feel the way he felt? That's what you got to ask yourself. I agree with this. He was never the same after Fabregas left. The moment Cesc left, you can tell that the foundations just basically broke, and Arsene Wenger was just never the same after that. He tried his best to replace Fabregas, and he replaced him with the manager that we've got now. Mikel Arteta was Cesc Fabregas' replacement. For those that don't know, he's the one that come in to replace Fabregas. But Alexis Sanchez goes down as the third for me, man. He has to go down as the third. Adebayor, like, if you go and look at all of the things that happened between these players and why they left the club, you'll realize that none of them snaked the club. The club snaked them. The club snaked Adebayor. Adebayor didn't snake the club. The reason why fans believe Adebayor snaked the club is because Adebayor wrung the whole length of the pitch and celebrated in front of the Arsenal fans when he played for Man City. That's the only reason. He didn't snake us. He was just letting us know after the abuse that he had received from the Arsenal fans at the time that, listen, you man are dickheads, and look, this is what it is. Fuck it. Your club's the one that mugged me. The same with Van Persie. The same with a few of them, man. Same with a few of them. Fabregas is a bit different. Like, Fabregas could go down as a snake. Like, Fabregas is actually a snake. You went and put the you lit Payul and then, man, put the Barcelona top on you whilst you still played for Arsenal, blood. That right there was disrespectful. And it was just after Spain won the Euros or whatever they won. Like, it was just disrespect. It was a disrespectful moment. And it was that moment where he left. He left and decided that he wanted to go. And then when he come back, when Fabregas come out and basically said whatever he said about why he left, it's because to a degree you can say it was Arsenal's fault, because he said that Arsenal wasn't trying to pull in the direction of being one of the best clubs. They wasn't signing better players. The players that Arsenal was signing, according to Cesc Fabregas, wasn't on the same level as him and Nasri and Van Persie. He thinks Van Persie, him, and Nasri were on the next level to these men. And I think that's a bit harsh. I think that's a bit harsh for Fabregas to say that as well, because, you know, you think about the other players that Fabregas had around him at Arsenal. He had Riziki there. Now, maybe Riziki's personal circumstances and situations that he was going through maybe led to Fabregas looking down on him and thinking, no, you're not an actual professional, because Riziki was going through a lot of personal shit. And Arsenal, with the same way they're covering up. Yeah, Pete, that's what they do, blah. That's what they do. This is the reason why you have to just know who you're fucking with, innit? That's it. But Riziki, everything that Riziki was going through was covered up by Arsenal. So no, but the information wasn't being leaked and things weren't being out. Some journalists did speak about it. He had drug habits. He had a gambling problem as well, similar to what the old school Arsenal legends had. But there's no surprise there, because Thomas Riziki did grow up in an era with those type of people. He was one of those young wonder kids coming through with all the old guys back in his day. So he would have kind of experienced that type of culture and those type of habits, and those behaviors basically. So, but there was other players that played with Cesc Fabregas, like Haleb, but he's another player that jumped ship around the same time. I think he might have jumped ship before them. He did jump ship before them, didn't he? Haleb jumped ship pretty early, but even he regretted it. He was jump ship, man. There was bare players that were there that were literally good enough. So I think Fabregas was slightly harsh. That's all I'm kind of saying anyway. Big up early boy. I see you, my broski. Warren says, I understand that our VP wanted to move to win trophies and titles, but had he moved to somewhere else like Madrid or Bayern, would have felt no way. But the fact he went to our biggest rivals is what hurt. I agree, but you know what it is? It wasn't about him just wanting to win trophies and titles. It was about him wanting to win the Premier League. That's the trophy. That's the title he wanted to win. He didn't want to go to La Liga and win La Liga. He didn't want to go to Germany and win the Bundesliga. He didn't want to go anywhere else. He didn't want to go and win every division. He wanted to win the Premier League. The Premier League is the biggest league in the world. I need that on my CV. I need it on my CV, blood. And unfortunately for him, Arsenal couldn't give him guarantees. Arsenal couldn't tell him, look, this is what we're trying to do. So more or less the vision that Arsenal would have sold to Van Persie wouldn't have been of trying to challenge or win the league. One thing that Van Persie did say is that Arsenal tried to show him the money, tried to show him how good the finances looked. And he said, I didn't really care about the finances. Now, on that basis, you can assume that the finances look good because the majority shareholder at the time was Stan Kroenke, or what he was shown about the finances is the projected figures that could potentially be the figures Arsenal will be working with, if all goes to plan. And the plan that they wanted to carry out was taking over the football club. Stan Kroenke and them lot wanted to take over the football club 100%. So in 2012, they offered Usmanov whatever they offered him, and Usmanov said no. If Usmanov would have said yes, then Arsenal would have been back competing with multi-million pounds in the budget to spend from 2012. From 2012, Arsenal would have been back. The process that Arteta has been under would have been exactly the same financial backing that Arsene Wenger would have been given in 2012. And even though we had a decent spell after 2012, back-to-back FA Cup, finishing second in the league, another FA Cup, 4 Community Shields as well. Like, you can't even say, it was more or less like winning something every single season or doing something every single season up until the season it all kind of fell to shit and Arsene Wenger eventually left. But imagine if we would have been given real money in that period to build the process with. Arsene Wenger we would have signed Benzema. We would have probably had Mbappe. You know, we would have been down those lines. We would have went down those routes, bruv, if we would have had the money to do it, but we just didn't have it. So really unfortunate for Arsene Wenger, man. Really unfortunate for him. But anyway, yeah, man, I'm going to wrap this up. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for watching. An hour and a half on this one. It gets like that. You get carried away sometimes. And yeah, we much appreciate every single one of you each and every time. Listen, I'm super tired, but I had a late night last night, and then early mornings, and that is a regular thing for me, man. So I don't recommend it. I always advise to kind of get to bed early and try and get some sleep, blood, but it isn't happening for me at the moment. Isn't happening, and it's bad for me, bruv. Bad. So I think I'm gonna have a little nap. I probably won't even watch the game if I feel the way I feel right now, mate. I'm gonna have a nice cup of tea, have a little munch, and I probably will be gone again. Big up all the real ones in the building. Make sure we are hitting the like button on our way out. We will be back again. Make sure you join us. Big up Will. He says with Usmanov though, we would have ended up as the same situation as Chelsea and Roman Abramovich. Yeah, maybe. Usmanov wasn't the best option. I remember there was a bunch of Arsenal fans and content creators right now that a lot of people watch and listen to who didn't understand what was going on behind the scenes, and they were advocates for Usmanov. Little did they know Usmanov was the fraud. He was the fraud. Yeah, Usmanov, the red and white company, were the fraudulent company. Because where's the red and white company now? What's happening with Everton? Eh? Everyone wanted the red and white company to be the owners of Arsenal Football Club. Oh, Usmanov knows best. Stan Kroenke's the poison. Sure, he's the poison. I was always adamant that Stan Kroenke was the answer, and the other guys were adamant that Usmanov was the answer. Look how it turns out, eh? Usmanov nowhere to be seen, and his business partner, his partner in crime, Missouri, is in incredible amounts of debt with Everton. You know, got them swinging bottom of the league. Okay. These guys really know what's going on. Keep hitting that like button, ladies and gentlemen, all of that type of stuff. And yeah, man, I look forward to seeing you lot on the next one. Peace.